Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle if you're new here. I've recently been discussing things that have to do with SIBO, gastritis, H. pylori, Gerd, all these different things that have to do with the digestive system because I've been going through a lot of issues lately, especially I keep getting gastritis and I am looking for the reason. And so I did find a correlation. This is going to pertain to myself and other women, not necessarily men, because I don't necessarily study men's hormones or understand them completely, but I definitely could dive into that later on. But right now I'm going to talk about women hormones and the digestive system and kind of what happens throughout the month cycle. And so what I've noticed is that during the peak of progesterone, which is during ovulation, I start developing symptoms that my gastritis is coming back. Gerd also begins to act up. And the correlation that I found was that progesterone goes up during that time and it prevents contractions from happening so that the egg is not expelled. And then of course that changes if the woman is pregnant. It will stay high and go higher. So contractions are what makes the entire digestive system work. When you eat, the stomach contracts and starts to rotate the food. Then it also causes the pancreas, the stomach to secrete, the small intestines to secrete juices that help the body to digest the food. And so as the food is going down, this is a constant thing that happens. However, like I said, because progesterone goes up, contractions are slowed down. And so of course I have to find out, well, like what hormone makes contractions happen? Not that if you're pregnant you want to expel the pregnancy, but there has to be some sort of balance for the digestive system to continue working, to continue contracting, because honestly that is what I've noticed during my ovulation time, is that my motility slows down and the food sits in my stomach longer. And that's bad, especially if you've struggled with gastritis, because the stomach lining has been damaged before, and it's probably easier, especially if it's happening every month, which has been the case for myself, is that it literally comes back every month or tries to come back, and I catch it early enough that I'm able to prevent a full-blown gastritis issue, like with the pain and nausea, feeling like I'm gonna faint, just all the symptoms. I end up not getting it because I realized, like, whoa, this is happening. And so the hormone that I found that causes contraction is gonna be oxytocin, and there are foods that can elevate that during a high progesterone, or just in general foods that contain higher amounts of oxytocin. And I didn't even realize it, but I have been consuming one of them. I'm not going to give you a full list right now. I'll maybe put a slide and you can see that here next. But I've been consuming a lot of raw pumpkin seeds, and pumpkin seeds help the body to be able to produce more oxytocin. And so the body is able to use that and to continue to digest foods. So what I've been doing during ovulation is that I have gone vegan, so that the food that is in my stomach will leave quicker. And when I say vegan, I'm not talking about I'm eating wheat, I'm eating potatoes and just heavy foods. I'm actually eating mostly light foods like zucchini, bell peppers, onions, garlic. I will have a banana or an apple sometimes, but that's very rare. And I will have nuts for my protein and my fat. And then I also have only been using olive oil, and I have noticed a big difference in how my body reacts during that time. It's like, even though my digestive system has slowed down, it's not as slow, and it almost seems like my body is starting to react more normal, in the sense that I've not always had to take magnesium citrate, which has been the case since I can remember. I can go a few days without it and then I'll need it again, but I mean, that's maybe sometimes 4 or 5 days, where before I was taking it literally every day. And so that's kind of where I'm at today in what I have figured out. And like I said, there are things that we can do to help our bodies to prevent gastritis and also to heal. If you're struggling with gastritis, I would recommend you see my video on what I ate to heal my gastritis, and maybe that could be helpful to you. And For some people, it takes longer than others. It doesn't matter if you have chronic gastritis or, it doesn't matter what caused your gastritis. Gastritis is gastritis. It's a condition, and it's still possible to heal the lining of your stomach if you're careful and feed your body foods that are a lot more easier to digest, and like the oils that help coat it to protect it and help heal it. And so the less acids you have in your stomach, the easier time your body is going to digest your food. It takes less acid to digest vegetables than it does to digest meats and chicken, fish, all those different things. And so, like I said, I hope that video could be helpful to you if you're looking for answers in that area. So when I say I've been eating pumpkin seeds, I've literally started eating like anywhere from a quarter to half a cup a day. And if I'm not careful, I can definitely go over that. Pumpkin seeds have a lot of calories, so it's really easy just to consume too much. I've also noticed my weight has gone up this month because I'm consuming more food. But for myself, it doesn't matter if I eat after 6 o'clock. For some reason, I just start putting on weight. But if I stop eating at 6 o'clock, I don't gain weight, and I will actually revert right back to where my body is happiest at. And so that's what I'm practicing right now so that I can get my weight back down. And because my hormones obviously are screwed up in some ways, I am trying to regulate them naturally. I have low testosterone, and testosterone is also, it gives you strength to be able to do things. It has to do with your muscles. I don't have a lot of muscles, and so I'm working on trying to rebuild them. And I've definitely noticed a difference in the shape of my body and how things are moving around. But I did research before, and I purchased something called DIM because they say most people have enough testosterone. It's just that the body is not using it properly. You tend to have more estrogen. And so there's something called DIM, D-I-M, and I'll put a link down in the description and you can go check it out. But basically you take that and it helps you expel the estrogen, the excess estrogen that's in your body, which is preventing your testosterone from coming up. And I started it, and a friend told me, once you start taking that, you'll know it's working because your urine will turn kind of like an orangey color, not so much yellow. And that happened. My urine is orange right now, and so I am expelling more estrogen. And it's really interesting because once I started taking that, I noticed a difference in my mood, and I'm hoping like this is just, things are just going to start getting better from here. But we're all learning. I'm still learning, trying to figure out what works for my body and what doesn't work. And as I find things, I would really like to share them with y'all because there are many people suffering with these issues. And I tend to come from a more natural mindset. I don't like to go to the doctors for these things and to get on prescriptions and create more problems. And so I will try to do things with foods. I'm not against medicine though. If I needed it, I needed it. But if I can do this naturally, I'm going to. And so that's the journey that I'm on right now. And that's where I am with trying to figure out what is causing my gastritis to basically reoccur every month. And I think I have figured it out. So I will let y'all know here in a few weeks how I do this next month with trying to eat more pumpkin seeds during that time, or just more foods in general that contain the oxytocin. And that way I am trying to even things out and see if my digestive system can keep up with the changes in my hormones. All right, guys, I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you on my next video. If you're new here, I hope you'll click that red button and subscribe and stick around. And the rest of you, thanks for coming back. I will see you on my next video. Take care. Bye.